welcome everyone to this week's episode of Talk Exchange. Today's guest is none other than Fussell Hughes, who I'm sure you know is the president-elect. And he goes into his family history with Exchange, how he started in Exchange, talks all about his career and how that has driven him to be where he is today. He talks about the importance of family, the importance of community, and much, much more. It's a really fun episode. Whether you've met Fussell or not, this is a great chance to get to know him a little bit better. So hope you enjoy, and we'll see you again next week.
Welcome to Talk Exchange. I'm Tracy Edwards, CEO of the National Exchange Club.
And I'm Christy Lindaugh, Director of Communications.
Hi, Christy.
Hey, Tracy.
So we have convention in the rear view mirror. The National Exchange Club convention was in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yes, ma'am.
In July, and just had a big time there, and literally one of our best rated conventions maybe ever, right?
Since I've been here, for sure. Yeah, more than a decade.
People loved Louisville. They loved the programming, all the activities. We had something going on at all times, right?
Yes, and it wasn't just busy stuff. People loved the entertainment. They loved the different activities. Yeah, It was great.
It was such a good time. And, you know, we started out with our keynote speaker, Marley Williams, who set us off just with so much positivity. I think people felt that positivity throughout the event, and everybody was just in a really great vibe.
I think so. We've heard, I don't know how many people have reached out to you, but over the months, we've had members reach out to our department, the communications department, trying to get in touch with Marley.
Good.
So her message was very, very well received.
Absolutely. It was great. And of course, as part of the business at the convention, electing officers. And we're happy to announce that we have with us today our newly elected national president-elect, Mr. Fussell Hughes from Albany, Georgia, will serve as national president 2026-27. Welcome, Fussell, and congratulations to you.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all. I appreciate the support from everybody at the convention and everybody leading up to the convention with my campaigning, or whatever you want to call it, my running, seeking office.
Well, absolutely. And there was a lot of enthusiasm around you and around Georgia. I believe, did Georgia win the Best Hospitality Suite Award?
Oh, we did.
Absolutely, yes.
I don't know whether it was the peanuts or the cardboard Fussell, but we had a good time.
That's right.
Wait, there was a cardboard Fussell?
Yes.
We need that for the office.
Yes. I think it's been touring around Georgia right now, yeah.
I'll be down to get him.
That was a lot of fun. Well, congratulations on your election. And I know that, I heard people say just, you're a person that they can relate to, and you're a person with common sense. You're a business person, and we want to get into some of that. And you're from one of the biggest districts in Exchange, one of the largest clubs in Exchange, and you're a club builder, and you have a big family history with Exchange. So we want to dive into all that today. Yeah. So I think we'll start just with the support of your district. Take us back to the beginnings of you and Exchange. How did you come into Exchange, and then take us through your leadership journey that got you to this place today?
In 1997, the Albany Club puts on a fair, and I just I went to the fair with the children when they were small, and I said, these guys are having a big time. They're having a good time, and I checked into it and what they did in the community. And at that time, our club, the Albany Club, had a cap of 165 members. So I talked to one of the guys in the parking lot, and I said, "Man, I'd love to see about joining." And he said, "I'll let you know." So it was they didn't ask me to join; I asked them. So
nice.
It kind of went on for about a year before I could join. And then when I joined, I kind of came in slow and worked I fell into a committee position as the barbecue guy. We used to cook. We had coon dog, AKC and UKC would come in, and we would have a big 3 or 4 days event, and we'd keep a kitchen open all the time, 24 hours a day for about 3 days, and we cooked Boston butts. So Bill Banks, who was our secretary at that time, asked me would I help on that committee, and I said yeah. And then the next thing I know, Bill says, "You got this committee." So that's that was kind of my start fooling with, being a committee chairman or over a committee, and it's kind of blossomed from that. I had good people. I had people behind me, members that have been there since the club was formed, basically, and they'd say, Fussell, I said I'd go to them and ask them for advice, and they'd say, do it like you feel like you can do it, and you got it, and just a lot of support from those older guys in the club, and then as I grew into the club, they asked me one time would I go through the chairs, and I thought about it, and I said I think I'm ready, so I started that, and here in Albany, you go through the chairs, and it's about a 3-year process, and then you become president. And then I kind of got the bug. I said, well, I like this. I like this leadership responsibilities, and I love fooling with people. I love knowing people, meeting people. So I kind of moved into the district as a district director, and then as a vice president, and then as president of the district. And I stayed as vice president for 3 years in the district, just to feel like I had my feet wet and I could do the job, and like I thought it ought to be done. And unfortunately, the year I was district president was the year of COVID, so I didn't get to see a lot of clubs. I didn't get to go to a lot of club meetings. As a matter of fact, Kathy Mize on Zoom swore me in as district president, and we had a few people at the clubhouse, and it was an event, and it was good. And from there on, I've just it came open for me I had an opportunity to run for a regional vice president when Gary Leonard stepped up to run for president elect, and that worked out fine. And Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina, I've put a heap of miles on my old car, but it's been a lot of fun, and the people I've met have been wonderful. Everywhere I go, whether it's Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, Texas, Louisiana, Tennessee, Virginia, wherever I've gone, it's just good folks, good people, and you find that throughout Exchange. So that's kind of where I'm at now.
Well, that's such a great leadership journey because it's really the magic formula on how to cultivate leaders. Bill Banks and that club did a marvelous job of identifying you as a prospective leader, invited you to be on a committee, invited you to chair that committee, and then go through the different roles in the club. You just got to know it, and they knew you were a good leader. And I like, too, your humility in saying that you wanted to serve as vice president for 3 years to be sure you could do the job as you thought it should be done. That's really awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I go back to your persistence. You waited a year to join the club. How fortunate. So many people have benefited from your membership at this point. And when we have free time together alone, you can tell me what a Boston butt is.
Oh, I learned that. I learned that when I was with him. Yes.
I feel like that's a whole bigger discussion.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you just come with a great deal of positivity, Fussell. And I know that you are a breath of fresh air for so many people. We're looking forward to working with you for sure.
Absolutely. Positivity, humility,
Yes.
which is an important leadership characteristic, and just, all around good natured and good person. And the miles you put on your car, you're everywhere. And, that is so awesome. But I know, too, that you lean on your business experience a lot as a leader, too. So tell us about your career and your business experience and what you're doing now.
Well, when I got out of high school, I went to a technical school. I wanted to be a draftsman, and I wanted to draw. I wanted to structural steel drafting. So I did that. I went to Jacksonville, Florida, and then moved up to Valdosta, Georgia, and got through at Valdosta Tech. When I got through with the technical school, I went and got a job with a structural steel outfit. And I did that for about a year and a half or 2 years. And an opportunity came up close to home, about 15 miles from home, instead of 95 miles a day. And so I took that opportunity as in the farm supply business. And this business, when it opened up, the first day I went to work, there was not a roof on the building. So I was the first guy they hired. So I ran that business for 3 or 4 years, and not fooling with farmers, but working with farmers. They're a different group of people. Each one has his own priorities, and each one wants something different from whoever they're buying from or selling to. So I got to know how to handle people, how to work with people, how to listen to their concerns, and made my business, the business that I was working for, I structured it so that each one felt they was individuals. It wasn't a group. It was just each one I dealt with one on one, and I did that, and then moved on up to another company, and did that for about, I don't know, 15, 16 years. And I married Elise, my wife now, and her father was he was working at the Marine Corps Logistics Base here in Albany, but he built apartments, and he was a construction on the side, and he'd go build an apartment or build a duplex or build a house, and he did all the painting and everything, and he showed me about how to do all that, and we decided we'd get into the hardware business. So in 1983, 84, we opened a hardware store, True Value Hardware Store, and I took what experience I had in the farm supply business, and we put it in that hardware store, and we stayed there for 35 years. So I retired out of the hardware business. I retired out of the farm supply business, and now I'm kind of full-time exchange club business.
Yeah, you are. I understand you also drive a school bus. Tell us about that.
I do. When I retired, I had to have something to do, and my daughter was a teacher at Lee County High School, and she was in kind of part of the band. She ran the dance line for the band, and I said, well, this is a good way to see football games and watch my daughter and watch her dance lines. So I signed up and did that for Lee County High School, and then she moved from Lee County High School to Deerfield, Windsor, which is a private school here in town, and they were needing a bus driver, and I said, well, I can do that. And the good part about that is when I was at Lee County, I'd get up in the mornings and be at the school about 6:30, and I'd run a route in the morning, then be back at 2 and run a route. And then at 4 o'clock, if you had a football game, you had to get on the bus, and sometimes I'd get home at 3 o'clock in the morning. So I said, well,
oh my gosh,
I don't want to do this all the time. So now with the private school at Deerfield, Windsor, I only do sporting events. I don't have to run a bus route every morning. So, and it's a lot of fun. And I went and talked to the gentleman that handles the buses and us guys. And we have 2 big buses, and we have some smaller buses. And I have a 92 passenger bus, and I take football players or basketball or cross country or whatever they need. And I told him that I had had this opportunity with Exchange. If he needed to fire me, let me know, and I wouldn't be any hard feelings. He said, no, said, we'll work around your schedule. And I said, so I get to enjoy that now.
Everybody's grandpa. I love it.
Yeah, so you mentioned your daughter, and we know from being with you at conferences and conventions that your family is always present. Family is so important to you and your extended family. Tell us about your family and how they've become involved in Exchange.
Well, when I joined the Albany Club, my wife was working and I was working, and so we didn't really she would come and help and take up tickets or whatever needed to be done, but she never joined the club. So when we formed the Lee County Club in Leesburg a couple of years, 3 years ago, something like that, my daughter, we was at the meeting where we were trying to put the officers together, and my daughter raised her hand and she said, "I want to be secretary." So that's how she just jumped right in, and her husband.
Aw.
And then my wife says, "I want to be a member of this club." So now we're devoted to Albany and the Lee County Club, and the Lee County Club is just, I'm just so proud of what they've done up there. They've done a lot of good stuff in Lee County. And if you don't know exactly, Lee County joins up to Dougherty County, which is where Albany is. And from Albany Club to Lee County Club is about 15 miles. And it's a different group of people, younger people. They do a lot. They're really dedicated to their community, and the Lee County Club is growing. Now I got a granddaughter that y'all have met, Miss Aubrey, and
Yeah, she's adorable.
she wants to join. So we're gonna keep her where she knows about the exchange, and eventually she'll be a member and can get out and do things.
And, that's the way to do it. We say that to so many members who say, how do I get younger people to join exchange? It really starts at home, and how do you model to the next generation to do good things in your community, to volunteer, to be involved, to get involved like your family has. You just bring them along, right? That's what you do.
They love it, and all of them seem to enjoy it, and they know about the giving part and the serving part.
Yes.
So that's the trick right there.
Yeah, we've talked, and I tell my children all the time that communities don't rely on the government or any other sort of official structure. The community is dependent on volunteers and community service organizations to keep it strong and thriving. Instilling that into the younger generations is so important.
Absolutely. And even the community involvement, knowing and understanding your community because you're part of it, because you're networking with other leaders, the Chamber of Commerce, the schools. That's where all those things happen and those relationships happen.
Absolutely.
Well, you've done such a great job, like you said, putting miles on the car, being there for club events and supporting people. How do you envision that translating to the national perspective when you're national president? And I know you want to get out and visit a lot of clubs and members and participate and make them feel good about the work they're doing.
Oh yeah, it's the same at national level. It's the same. I have the same vision as I did when I was a club leader and a district leader. Is just introduce people to exchange, go and visit the clubs. Be a part of them, introduce yourself, let them see how the vision you have, and let it grow from the club level to the district to the national level. And I mean, who can turn down prevention of child abuse? You got to. Those things are very important through all neighborhoods, whether it's in Georgia or Texas or California or Montana, wherever. Like I said earlier, everybody that I've visited and everybody that I've come in contact with at national conventions all have the same goals. And it's just it's a part of, you just got to nurture those goals and find out how they do it, where they do it, and when they do it.
That's true. And your genuine love for exchange and people is going to come across so well and really inspire people across the country.
Absolutely. Just your personality in general, Fussell, every day at convention, I seem to see you in the morning, 7 o'clock in the morning. Hey, how you doing, Fussell? You're like, best day ever.
Yes. And you're always the one going, the first one to jump up when help is needed, whether it's identifying auction bids or passing around a purse to collect money or anything. You're that person who's always having the heart to help, and we appreciate that so much. And it's been delight getting to know you better, and we're looking forward to the experience of having you as the national president. What would you like our audience to know about you that they haven't already learned via this conversation?
I'm open. I'm here for you. Don't hesitate to call me or send me an email or whatever you need. And if you need somebody to come visit, if it'll work out, I'll be there. I don't. I've got this is a 3-year plan, and I intend to live it up, every bit of it. I'm going to enjoy it as much as I hope you enjoy having me visit and having me guide, and I'm a listener. I'll listen to you. If you've got a problem, it's probably not unique, but I'll listen to you, and we'll see if we can solve the problem. And I just want to grow Exchange. When I'm done, I want people to say that he gave it his heart and soul, and he did the best he could, and that's what I hope for.
I have no doubt.
That is beautiful. Absolutely. I know your enthusiasm and love for Exchange, and people will be contagious, and it's going to be a great 3 years with your involvement. So we thank you. We're looking forward to working with you. For those of you listening, if you'd like more information on how to join a club near you, visit nationalexchangeclub.org.
And you can be like Fussell someday.
Absolutely. Well, it's been a pleasure having the National Exchange Club President-elect Fussell Hughes with us from Albany, Georgia. And to all of you, thanks for learning more about Exchange. Yeah. And thanks for tuning into this episode of Talk Exchange.
And thank you.
That was great,
Excellent.
Fussell.
Thank you. Learned something about you. Thanks for sharing.
Is that okay?
I just figured out what your theme song is, though.
What?
How does that song go? Got a problem? Yo, I'll solve it.
I don't know. What? I don't know that song.
Brad knows it. What am I saying,
Really?
Brad?